At 4 months in, it was safe to say that the van had changed us. When we photograph people we were warned not to, they often hug us when we hand them a print. When we jump in the ocean, we know eventually, somewhere, we'll get to take a shower. When we eat exciting new things, we're not surprised to see if one of us gets up to sprint to the bathroom. The fact of the matter is, we're not traveling in a hermetically sealed bubble, carefully selecting the safest things to do. We're eating the local stews with questionable veggies and mystery meats in proud defiance of the McDonald's next door. We came all the way out here to explore, and we'd be doing a disservice to ourselves if we didn't at least try what we found along the way. Besides, a quick cycle of Cipro can cure what ails ya. And when the bumps in the road go beyond food issues, we're at a point now where we can confidently deal with those too. Every day the road has taught us lessons that we hadn't expected to learn. A book can't tell you exactly how much the rainy season in Costa Rica is going to slow you down. And hearing someone else tell you how dangerous parts of Panama City are won't show you how breathtaking that city or the people there can be. These are the types of lessons you only learn by being there and seeing it firsthand. The thing about that is putting yourself in a position to experience it all can leave you pretty vulnerable. But it's taken us every minute of the last 4 months to begin accepting that vulnerability, accepting what we don't know, and being comfortable enough with it to continue on. I'll be the first to admit, I'm still perfecting that part. But passing through the southern end of Central America helped. Every step we took offered up something to walk away with and something we could ultimately use later on. This journey, as should be expected of a journey, has forced everyone in the crew to retire the guard, so to speak. In order to progress, personally or creatively, each one of us has had to accept change and constantly remain open. For us, at times, this meant moving at a backpacker's pace, taking the drinks or sunny days as they come and waiting patiently for the next swell in Nicaragua. Or it meant putting aside our project for a moment to lend a hand to something much, much bigger in El Salvador. In this case, that something was on an ecosystem-size scale, which made us question our own group undertakings. But with time, we remembered that we didn't set out to change the human population, or even a small turtle population. We set out to make someone's day better, and that we already know we can do. Sometimes we've had to cut our losses entirely, accepting a few nights reprieve from an all-too-expensive storm of a country, Costa Rica, only to finally admit that there are some places that 4 artists in a van just can't afford to stay. Even if those some places are pretty remarkable. At this point in the trip, there are still things all 4 of us want to accomplish. Certain members of the gang initially joined to get better at their craft or learn an entirely new craft, while some of us hopped on board to see and experience more of the world, or test themselves to a certain degree. And with self-criticism involved, those goals might never be accomplished. But the bumps and hurdles we've experienced together in the van have prepared us to take on issues that may have derailed the project 4 months ago. Panama, for instance, was a period of sitting on our hands, which was something, up until this point, we haven't had to do. The initial panic and bitterness of having to wait for a ferry that may never set sail weighed on us. But any cynicism fell away pretty quickly as we looked around and realized the uniqueness of our situation. And as luck would have it, the ferry that we learned to have so little faith in started running again. And as we loaded up the van and sailed across the Caribbean Sea on a ferry that only days before we didn't expect to be a reality, we continued with our guard down and the van doors open because that's the only way we know how to let the world in. Traveling's funny. It isn't always pretty and it isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it weighs on you, sometimes it hurts, but that's okay. The journey changes you, and it should change you. It can leave marks on your body or on your heart. And sometimes those marks hurt, but it's worth it. You'll walk away knowing something no one else knows. And if everything works out, you get to leave some marks of your own along the way.